I want to talk about your thoughts on Opus Dei's slow but inexorable march towards accumulating power and influence, especially in the Western world. In Opus, you wrote, in regard to the United States specifically, across the country, around 100 nonprofit organizations had been set up with hundreds of millions of dollars in assets. Regional launch pads for the movement to recruit more souls to its mission and soldiers in the fight to shape the public debate around abortion, same sex marriage, and prayers in schools. And since I became aware of Opus Dei, this is something that I've kind of watched unfold here in the US. But as Opus so eloquently portrays, this is not some new development in Opus Dei's behavior. So I'm curious, what do you make of that? And in your view, what does this kind of like slow but like steady march towards getting more power, more influence, what does that say about Opus Dei?
I think there's a it's a little bit more complicated. I think Opus Dei at the moment is in crisis. I think a lot of members are turning their backs on the organization. I think the organization is really kind of bleeding members at the moment, especially numerary members, and finding it harder to recruit. But at the same time, it's allying itself with deep-pocketed donors who are kind of so I think financially, I don't think Opus Dei is struggling, but I think in terms of ground troops, it's really going through a difficult time right now. I suspect what's going to happen is, I mean, we'll see what kind of reforms are forced on Opus Dei by the Pope if they ever happen. Um, but I think Opus Dei itself is also right now starting to rethink the way it does things, partly because it's got the resources financially, but it doesn't have the resources in terms of human bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Traditionally it's relied on its numery members to go out and recruit new members, and also it's relied on its numery members to kind of to work the membership through the regular kind of chats that these almost confessional like kind of spiritual guidance sessions and through the kind of evenings of recollection and the circles that it operates to kind of keep the network. But so I think with the numbers of numeraries falling, it's no longer going to be able to operate in that way. And so it's probably going to have to think of new ways of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly the kind of financial firepower that it has and the alliances that it's built with deep-pocketed donors like, the likes of Leonard Leo and Tim Bush or whatever, who are quite clearly very happy to bankroll the expansion of the Opus Dei school network in the United States. So this one of the big plans that Opus Dei has in the States is to expand its network of schools, which at present is, I think it's just 5 or 6 schools across the states. I think that they're aiming to open states in, I think they've identified 20 different states
Mm-hmm.
where they could build schools. And if they build a boys' school and a girls' school in each, that would make for 40 new schools. And Leonard Leo is the face for this. If you go onto the websites, he's the guy there talking about why this is a great thing. I think that increasingly will become the new recruitment center for Opus Dei. So, Opus Dei schools have long been a place to recruit um, numeraries at a young age, but also a way to foster relationships with the local Catholic community and to recruit supernumeraries as well into the movement. So I think the school network will increasingly become an important place for a bit much like in Spain, a place for Opus Dei to recruit. And so yeah, so I think you've got this kind of slightly conflicting dynamics going on of the numerary ranks really, really kind of bleeding members, a lot of numerary saying enough's enough, we're out of here, morale being really low, but at the same time, um, so that I mean in itself could lead to the collapse of Opus Dei, but I think thanks to the financial support it's got, partly through these billionaire donors, that I think Opus Dei will adapt and live to fight
Mhm.
another day, and adapt its recruitment methods to make the organization sustainable in a different way, I think.